Recording started, na? Okay, okay. So good afternoon, guys. So as we have discussed yesterday, some basics related to the sensors, that is broader sense, analog and digital. Okay. So now we will go for the next category, that is whether the sensors are having like sensing mechanism, the classification of sensors on the basis of their sensing mechanism, or how they are able to sense the particular physical quantity or a environmental parameter entity. We may call it as an entity. Entity means an element. Okay, like temperature, humidity, pressure, force, any parameter. Okay, so related to that, again, the sensors are classified on the basis of whether they are sensing the parameters or quantities, we may call it as a by method of direct contact or non-contact. Contact type of sensors and non-contact type of sensors. So again, these two are the basic types where we are differentiating the sensors on the basis of whether they are directly in touch or they are physically like in connection with the quantities which need to be measured or monitored, whatever the conditions are there. And non-contact type of sensors are always having directly physical connect is not there, but indirectly, like some other ways, like just we have say use the method like observing heat from a hot material by the radiation. So it is not necessary always to touch a particular component, whether it is a having temperature is more, moderate, high, low, whatever. Okay. So basically related to heat, we will observe that this device or this particular bar or a material box is hot by the color itself, but we will observe with the help of some radiation pattern. Okay. So heat is dissipated in terms of radiation, radiated waves from that particular device, component, material, and we are able to observe it. Sometimes, as we have discussed, whether like PIR sensor detects the person is there or not. So here direct in contact, it is not necessary to go to that particular person, touch his or her body, and then identify whether he or she is present or not, or whether he or she is human being or not, or a live things. Like animals are also detected by PIR sensor. It is not like that only human beings are detected, but when we are using PIR sensor is capable to identify all live human beings, animals. We are also type of animals. So all live animals, these are the sensor, PIR sensor are able to detect. Okay. In case of ultrasonic sensor, when we are using for that, like counting the particular number units on the production line, conveyor belt, whatever. Okay. In out combination. So direct contact is not required. So when we cut the transmission or reception waves in between transmitter and receiver, okay, if someone went in between, so it will automatically disturb the continuous reception or continuous transmission. In that case, it will detect at, or we need to program our microcontroller based system, that is, if interruption is there or obstacle is in between there, then we called as a, or we need to count, increment the count by 1. So every time it will be incrementing by 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and final count will be cumulative sum. Cumulative sum means earlier whatever is there, it will be added plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1 in this way. So it will be giving the visitors counter, like product, the going for dispatch, any other conveyor belt and other things. Conveyor belt, when it starts rotating and moving the components, bags, pouch, boxes, okay, jars, bottles, a number of components are there. When that particular like cold drink bottle is moving on the conveyor belt and it disturbs that particular transmitter receiver pair besides to that conveyor belt, and it will be continuously moving. So when bottle is coming, so no transmission and reception path is continued in between transmitter and receiver. So we will consider as a count 1. Again, next bottle is coming, count 2. Next bottle is coming, count 3, 10, 15, 100, like that only. So it will counts. This is a non-contact type of sensors. In case of contact type of sensor, fingerprint scanner is the best example. Pulse rate monitoring, heart rate monitoring. Okay, some sensors like RPM sensor that we are using in the vehicles, and fuel indicator that we are using in the tank of a fuel of 4-wheeler or 2-wheeler, whatever. So like pulse oximeter, oxygen percentage. Due to COVID, we are aware that the importance of a percentage of oxygen or oxygen level in the human beings. Okay. So these are the some directly contactable to that particular human, or like strain gauge when we are using the weight 1 kg, 2 kg, direct contact, pressure applied, direct contact. Okay. So when we are interacting with directly physical quantities, whatever we are interested to measure, that type of sensors are called as a contact type of sensors. Even though when we are taking the example of a temperature sensor, if you put the temperature sensor here in this room, we can't say that temperature sensor is not contacted with the environment, because that temperature sensor we inserted in the environment itself, and we are extracting the output of temperature surrounding to that particular temperature sensor. So automatically it will be in contact with that temperature sensor only. So we can't say that it is a non-contact type of sensors. But physically we are not observing that whether the contact is happen or not. But when we went for the doctor for checking our temperature, body temperature, when we are feeling flu and other things. Okay, so body temperature is more. So that doctor may be directly inserting like thermometer and checking the temperature, okay, in our mouth and other things. So it will be direct contact type of sensors. But when we are going with the environment like humidity and other light intensity also, it is a type of direct contact type or contact type sensors. But when we discussing related non-contact, so there will be no direct interaction with that particular object. Like objects are moving on the conveyor belt, and we are just counting with the help of their presence. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Count 1, 2, 3, 10, 15, 100, like that. Are you getting the difference between contact and non-contact type of sensors? Yes or no? Hello? Yes or no? Online guys? Yes or no? Okay. So just take down these 2 points. So here, why we are discussing such a types of sensors? Because when we are interested to design or develop some embedded system, in that case, we should able to know which type of sensor is suitable here, okay, or your specific system or a customer demanded system. If they are demanding like on a conveyor belt, our motto is to develop a mechanism that they measures the cold drink or water bottles, distillery bottles count, and you want to say like I need to physically interact with that particular bottle. I will make or develop a system that whenever your bottle is falling on that particular surface section, then and then only we will measure. Otherwise, it is not possible. So it will be directly rejected your proposal. Okay. For that purpose, it is necessary to understand the requirement first from the customer and how it is feasible to detect like that only. So this process manually they are also able to know, because one person standing besides that conveyor and he or she is continuously measuring 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. But it may leads to the errors in the measurement. So automation is not there in human beings. So for that purpose, we are moving towards the automation. And why automation is required or expected? Because to get the results error free, or error free results are expected. Error free means instead of counting the all 100 bottles, if the person counted only 98, 99 also we consider. So loss of one bottle for water bottle, it is considerable, 5-6 rupees are there. But if the bottle is for like ghee, tup, 1 kg bottle is having cost near about 500 rupees. So loss of 500 rupees. Okay. So for that purpose, accuracy in the measurement is very, very appreciated or expected, 100% accuracy. For that purpose, we are moving towards the sensor-based atomized system. Sensor-based atomized system. So when we are taking an example of like just you might be known that 5 rupees coin or 10 rupees coin inserted into the water ATM. So 5 liter or 10 liter water will be disbursed from the bottom side. If it is not there, if one person is sitting there, so he or she might be giving less water, might be giving more water to the customer. So it will again misleading the product or misuse maybe. So whosoever is there, if you are inserting that particular coin amount, then and then only water will be dispersed. Simple concept. Whether that person is knowing to that owner of the system or not, doesn't matter. You just insert the amount and you will get the corrected results or output. Completed? So calibration is not required in the sense of it is directly interacted with that physical quantity, physical parameter. That's why it will be measuring directly, no issue. But non-contact type, we have to identify the sensing capability, sensing or response time of that particular sensor. According to that, if the conveyor belt speed is more and capturing speed of that particular sensor, object detection sensor is less. So instead of counting 2 bottle, your sensor may count only 1. If response time of that particular sensor is more. So for that purpose, it is also necessary to identify the response time, measurement time, and how immediately responded by that particular sensor. Okay, immediate response is very, very required or mandatory. If the delayed by some time, so it will be leads to the errors. So again, same sensor selection is very, very crucial while designing any automation based products, systems for maintenance, testing, monitoring, whatever. So see here it is mentioned that in non-contact type measurement can eliminate the influence of the sensor intervention, that we have discussed. So it is not possible to pick up that particular water bottle, keep aside or keep from that regular track to other track and then count the bottle number. Okay, so it will be leads to the delayed in production rate as well as increasing the cost of production. So instead of directly contacting intervention, that is holding, touching that particular bottle, instead of that, if directly we are able to measure the count or number, then it will be elimination of influence. Influence means influence means a particular object is in contact directly or making some obstacle, avoiding or like forcing to do something like that. Influence. दबाव म्हणतो ना आपण इन्फ्लुएन्स मध्ये आहे, कोणाच्या तरी इन्फ्लुएन्स मध्ये बोलतोय असं. याचा अर्थ काय होतं की आपण फिजिकल कॉन्टॅक्ट टाइप मध्ये when we are getting the fingerprint scanner, we need to press the finger, whether the applied force is less or maximum, but we have to press your finger. So it is the influence, that is we are forcing finger to push there. Okay, so in case of like ultrasonic sensor or PIR sensor, it is not required, it is not required. Okay, so this is the case where contact and non-contact type sensors. Okay. Next, sensors are again classified on the basis of composition, basic, combined, and applied sensors. Okay, again these are the some categories. See, whenever we are interested, Sudarshan, what you are discussing? Is there any important? Ask here, na? Give me example. विचारा काय येते सांगा. Non-conductive. Magnetic type of sensor, where it is used? Where it is used? Magnetic, electromagnet, where it is used? Electromagnetic sensor. Garbage collection. So whether the magnetic affecting material or magnet supporting material directly attracted towards the magnet or non-contacted. Sorting of the material attracted na for electromagnet, like metal, small species, metallic species, iron pieces we may call as a, then sheet metal pieces. So these materials are attracted, that is directly contact type sensor, electromagnet. And when we are using the electromagnetic cranes, lifting the cars, I have given examples. Okay, so it is a direct contact type, na, electromagnet. But when we are calling like what we can say, current meter, used in electrical engineering, not transformer, current measurement, multimeter, ammeter is only there, clip-on type of ammeter, just clip is there, like holding clip. You have to press the button and it will be open, just like opening the mouth of a crocodile. We have to insert, suppose this is a wire conductor, and we have to measure the current of that particular wire, current flowing through that wire. And if we are not able to cut, if you go for the direct multimeter for measurement of current measurement, and it is not possible to cut the wire in between, then in series you have to add the multimeter on the knob of ammeter. Whether it is possible on live running of the electric supply? No. For that purpose, if you are having clip-on type of ammeter, okay, just like opening the mouth, okay. So if we press the button, so initially it is closed, just open it. So you just hold that your clip-on type of ammeter below or above whatever the dimension, angle 360 possible, just here, and close this one, release the switch. So it will be measures like eddy current measurement or inductive type of measurement. So primary winding and secondary winding. Transformer, primary winding, secondary winding, it will measure the current in proportion. 1:10, 1:20, 1:5. That is, if 20 ampere current is flowing through that wire and the ratio is 1:20, so secondary winding will generate the current of 1 ampere. And we have to able to measure on our current sensor and then further embedded system. So you have to display the current. Okay, this is a non-contact type of sensor. Clip-on type of ammeters. You just check on Google also, you will find the application. So this is a non-contact type of application. So everywhere, whenever we are interested to measure some physical quantities or some application based sensors, so we have to go for different combinations, and rather all such combinations, classifications you should know, and on the basis of your requirement, or rather we call it as a customer's requirement, you have to design or develop your product. Otherwise it is not useful. If you are saying that particular customer, so it is not possible to measure the current without cutting the wire, so we have to make some two terminals where the wire is cutted, and then we insert our multimeter or current sensor, and then we will extract the current and display on our system. Okay, but if you do this also, then it will be restricted, limited to only that position only. Suppose a like 200-meter wire is there, you have cutted in between like 50 meter, and with making two terminals and other things, and you are inserting your multimeter for measurement of current. It will be shown, or some current sensor, and again you extracting the readings. But if that particular customer wants again after the 120-meter reading, what is the current up at 180 meter from the zero? What happens? You should go for there also at that point again, cut the wire and make the terminations. So whether it is practically feasible, multiple times breaking the conductor, so it will leads to your loss of current, and heat dissipation is also increasing. So it's better to go with user-friendly equipment like clip-on ammeter, anywhere, any location, mobile device now, clip-on type of ammeter. So it will be helpful. This is the concept of CTPT only, CT only, used in clip-on type of ammeter. CT means, I have given the full forms of CTPT earlier lectures. Online guys, Saili Landwe, are you there? Who is Pratiksha Yadav? Hello? Pratiksha Yadav. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Are you from A division, B division, TY, SY, LY?
Sorry, sir. ते rename करायचं राहिलं.
Why you have entered with your own name without following the instructions?
Sir, ते rename पण करता येत नाही आता meeting मध्ये.
Yes, I have disabled the option of rename intentionally for everyone. Okay. ठीक है. Do you know the concept of CTPT? Just tell me the answer.
Yes, sir.
What do you mean by CT and what do you mean by PT related to the measure electrical quantities? These are the transformers we may call as our measuring devices. If you know, say yes. If no, don't know, say no, sir. No issue.
No, sir.
Okay. Gopne Ajay, are you there? Sorry, Amol. Amol Gopne. Are you there in meeting? Amol Gopne. If you are not responding, I will remove you. And further, I will not entertain you. I'm observing you since first lecture. You just check of attendance joining the lecture and not responding at a time. Not a single time you have responded. No required to attend such candidates. Huh? Shripad, are you there? Shripad? Shripad Umbarkar. Okay, we will see later. So basic sensors are like basic conversion, and output is always in terms of electrical quantity. Combined sensors means first section of the sensor will convert a particular reading, that is physical quantity, into some particular electrical quantity, and then final result will be displayed or converted. Just like capacitive resistive sensors are there. Initially, we will get the change in resistance, change in capacitance, and then final result will be in terms of voltage, because our controllers are able to sense current and voltages easily instead of sensing the resistance, change in resistance. So controller's IO pin is not capable to measure the change in resistance by 10 ohm, 1 ohm or 0.5 ohm, whether it is incremented or decremented. For that purpose, you have to make an arrangement of a sensor's output in the manner of change in voltage, whether it is in analog form or direct digital form, 0, 5, 0, 5, or 0, 1, 1.1, again 0.5, 1.2, 2, 2.3, 4.2, 4.9, 5, or again, just like whenever you are providing some inputs, according to that, it may changes the output, but in terms of either voltage or current. Are you getting? So this is the combined, and applied sensors again, not basic or not combined, with the combination of both. Just like we called as a combined sensor also. Okay. That is output in each and every sensor electrical, but as per the requirement. So sensors are different, their working principles are different, and we have to select. Again, I am repeating, we have to select as per our requirement. You should not go like, oh, this sensor is feasible for my earlier project, so I will take this sensor only for any application. So it is not mean like that. Okay. So for your application, you have to choose a particular specific or efficient sensor, which is generating or which is able to generate the results in appropriate manner. Just like we are using the weighing scale at grocery or kirana shop, having the different range weighing scale used at like factories, sugarcane and other factories, scale is different. The weighing scale, again, electronic weighing scale, we are talking about bridge balancing condition concept, load cell and other things used for in the jewelry shop, again, different. Scale is different. Principle of working is same. But if you have done your earlier project for like sugar factory or grocery shop, measurement up to the 50 kg, and whether you are really able to supply the same design to the jewelers, like ranges from 10 gram to 50 kg, it is not possible. If you start with the 10 gram, what happens with 9 gram, 1 gram, 2 gram, 0.5 gram gold? If you are not measuring, so it will show directly 0 if your reading starts only from 10 gram or 1 gram only. Also we will call it as a 1 gram. So if you start the measuring the reading from 1 gram itself, what happened before 1 gram? If you are inserting 0.5 gram of gold ornaments, whatever is there, so it will show 0 reading only. So shall we give customer with no cost, less than 1 gram? Just imagine. And if you go with such small scale electronic weighing scale to the kirana stores, so it will directly damages, or whether that kirana storekeeper needs to measure only in grams. First he may make the measurement of 10 gram or 100 gram, after again 100 gram, again 100 gram, because maximum range is like 100 gram only, suppose. So whether if that shopkeeper needs to measure the 5 kilogram of sugar, how he is able to measure is not possible. So based on sensor is same, see, concept is same, sensor is same, you have to calibrate in accordance as per the need of the customer for that purpose. This is nothing but the applied sensors. Okay, just take down, or have you taken? So again, we will see how many are there in meeting. D23, are you there in meeting? Vaishali? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then Suhas Umate.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you understood something?
Yes, sir.
Abhishek Sathe. Are you there in meeting? Abhishek. I'm repeating your name. Abhishek Sathe. Are you there in meeting? Yes or no? Abhishek. Okay. Rahul Rajput, 42. Are you there? Hello? Rahul Rajput, Abhishek Sathe. If you are there in meeting, respond immediately. Otherwise, I will remove you guys. Omkar, are you there? E38.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. For sake of noting, yes, it is not expected. If you are not getting, unmute yourself, ask your doubt. Don't hesitate. Amar, B34. Amar, are you there in meeting? Amar, your voice is not getting. You just unmuted yourself, but your voice is not getting. Abhishek Sate and Suhas. Are you there in meeting? Last time I'm calling you guys, huh?
Yes, sir.
Who is there? Suhas. What about Abhishek? Abhishek. So I'm going to remove you, huh? Okay, completed. Getting why we are discussing related to various types of sensors. What is the necessity to identify the classification of sensors before going for design and development of any sensor based product? That is, selection of sensor is very, very important. Okay, over. See, after that we will go for the next type, unit of measurements. Okay, so when we are discussing the quantities need to be measured, different quantities are there. Why you are discussing second and third bench? What happens? Is there any issue, problem? Why internal chit chatting is going on? If you have any query, please stand up, ask your doubt instead of chit chatting with each other. If you are not interested to attend the lecture, you go outside, no issue. For my class, it is not mandatory to attend 100%. I will give 20% you freedom. Whatever you are feeling bored, you just leave the class, no issue. I am interested only in 80% of your overall attendance. If you are telling that I'm not interested for not a single lecture, then also allowed, no issue. You just make an application, I am not attending your any lecture. Relieve me, I will relieve you, no issue. And don't worry about the tarmac and other things. If you are sitting in a class or joining the meeting online also, you must be attending. Otherwise, just you guys see how I am removing the guys, those who are not responding. So I'm not entertaining any candidate who is for sake of attendance sitting here or joining the online lecture. If you are really interested, then and then only attend lecture by online or physically. Simple concept. Again, you guys are a chance to change the subject also. Only 4 or 5 lectures are completed. And if you are not interested to such a practice, you guys go there. I'm already facing problem of like from A division, I think most of the guys have here only. More than 44, 45 candidates. Okay, so whatever the remaining guys are also there, I will insist them. If you are really interested, go here, be here only. Otherwise, no issue. But see, because for one subject, strength is like crossing the 70, and for other subject having less than 30, like 25, 28 is, I think, there. And some of them are again try to come here. So what is the use of making 2 electives? Okay, see, forget this part. So length, when we are talking about the length and other things, that is when we are interested to measure something, any liquid, solid or gaseous substance, you have to be measured in some particular standard format, standard measurement system, mechanism should be there for measurement of solid materials, measurement of liquid materials, measurement of gases also, gaseous substance or gases. Okay, so how we are measuring like solid substances, the basic measurement reading is unit is weight, kg, gram, milligram, tons or metric tons, whatever the measuring scale is there for weight measurement. For physical object measurement, length is also parameter, length measurement. Okay. And then area of a surface of the plate, or like we can call it as a cubical volume is also there. For liquid, always we go for with the volume measurement, milliliters and liters and any other parameters. In gases, Pascal, kg per cm square, these are the some units. So worldwide we are accepting same unit for measurement of same quantity from any location. If it is there, then we call it as a standard units we are measuring. Instead of going like manually or earlier, the guys, when we are making some exchange of goods like wheat, rice and other, exchange by like the bags, 2 bags of wheat transferred to some opponent, and from him they may get some like groundnuts, cotton, okay, or like ready-made cotton sheet for like clothes and other purposes earlier days. But there will be no standard mechanism method, so they have derived later on standard unit system for worldwide accepted. Okay, so when we talk about the length in meter, suppose we are having a 1 meter rod with you. So if here we measured 1 meter, when we travel towards the US, the length will be same. There itself 1 meter, Europe there itself 1 meter, Australia itself 1 meter. If you go with such like mass in kilogram, time in seconds, okay, current in ampere, voltage like that, okay, any angular angle plane means radian angle system. Okay, so any related temperature in standard unit, SI unit is Kelvin. We are using Celsius. Okay, Kelvin is the standard unit. So anywhere we are using the same or standard unit, that it is called as international standards, SI unit. Okay, for any measurement that we are dealing with the physical quantity, that's why this term is also important related to us. Units of measurement, and that too again SI unit. So SI unit will be accepted worldwide. So for that purpose, if you have designed system here for measurement of weight in kgs, so this will be accepted any corner of the world. Okay, but if you are not measured, scaled up your unit with the SI standard unit like kg or meter or ampere, voltage, it will be difficult to utilize or use that particular device in other places or other countries. Okay, that's why units are important. No need to go further. This is casual and you guys are also known. Yes or no? So writing is required here. Okay, right now. Sensor characteristics. So we need to focus these characteristics. These are the again some of the characteristics. Apart from these, multiple characteristics are also there for each and every sensor. If you go with the data sheet of a particular sensor, you will find most of the required or expected qualities, quantities, or the inputs, outputs related to dimensions, weight, number of pins, output format, input capability. Okay, all such criteria are explained in the data sheet. You guys are familiar with data sheet of a particular material? Are you able to explain, or are you able to download the particular data sheet of a temperature sensor, data sheet of a diode, data sheet of a particular company's register of 100 ohm, 1 ohm? Okay, so how data sheet is more important, because data sheet explains all the parameters associated with that particular electronic component. So if you go with the data sheet, or if you've gone through the data sheet, you are able to know the complete history, just like we are using the Kundli word in Hindi, or our Hindu people, Kundli. I know your complete Kundli. Okay. So the meaning is that you know very well regarding that person. So same condition is there, more than Kundli. Okay, more than Kundli of a person. Data sheet represents the structure and all the necessary information related to that electronic component. When we are talking about sensor, when we are talking about the controller, when we are talking about the display, transformers, even small register of 1 ohm also. Register is also having its own data sheet, dimensions, weight, aesthetic view, and sensing capability or current handling capacity, okay, wattage, all the information is given in the data sheet itself. That's why characteristics are very, very important, and all these characteristics are mentioned in the data sheet itself. If you go for the like temperature sensor LM35, just download the data sheet of LM35. You may find all the information related or useful regarding the temperature sensor LM35. Okay, so for that purpose, data sheet is nothing but all information or more than Kundli itself, we call as. So today's task for you guys is download the data sheet of at least one component. At least one component, any sensor, or we call as a, instead of component, sensor, temperature, humidity, different. So this is the not case like if roll number 1 downloaded the data sheet of LM35 and whole class will be using that one only. So I have downloaded from this, like forwarding university is also popular in your situation. So instead of going with this mechanism, so just download, go to Google, search any particular sensor, humidity, number of sensors are there. Humidity, pressure, temperature, weighing, measurement, light intensity, PIR sensor is there, ultrasonic, radar. Okay, so different proximity, RPM, photo electric sensor is there. So download different sensors data sheet and just read the data sheet. Just read the data sheet. You will be find some insights regarding the working of that particular data sheet. So I will ask you guys question in tomorrow's lecture. Anyone? So which sensor you have downloaded, data sheet of which sensor, and just give me some input specification, output specification, pin configuration. Okay, online guys, are you listening? Okay. Written? Completed? Okay. So we will go for first transfer function. See, this is the basic condition criteria. I think you guys are aware about the control system. Control system. Have you studied? In second year, second semester. Okay. So do you know the meaning of transfer function in control system? Transfer function or completely flush out. Semester गई बाद गई असंच ना result लागला असेल. How many of you got 70 out of 70 in control system? More than 60% guys might be received 70 out of 70. Yes or no? By applying which mechanism? How many guys get 70 out of 70 marks in control system? Control systems paper? No one. Control system, okay. 68. 68. No one. I know your history, huh? History sheet is with me. Your CC has shared history sheet with me and result also. 10-pointer candidates. At least 65. 65 out of 70. As per my perception, more than 60 to 70% guys received minimum 65 marks in control system out of 70. We are not talking about ISE. ISE is also like 28, 29 out of 30. Let it be. But you guys not ready to explore your qualities, good qualities, hiding your good qualities. Okay, let it be. So transfer function is nothing but, in our case, we may call as a transfer function is nothing but generated output with respect to the input, provided input. Efficiency we may also call as output by input. If a good sensor is there, best sensor is there, it will always measures, generates output appropriately, 100%. Appropriately as per as input is concerned. That is, physical quantity is provided to the sensor, and according to that, proportional to that, it will create the output. In terms of electrical quantity only, that we are talking about the sensors. In case of transducers, any other like mechanical quantity or like some displacement, movement, to and fro, angular, circular, LVDT, RVDT is the concept is there. Okay. If you are knowing to and fro motion of LVDT, RVDT, rotary variable differential transformer, if you are familiar with this. Okay. Different sensors are there. So according to that, so ideal function may be stated in terms of table of values, graph, mathematical equation. That is, you are calculating on the experiments standard value, measured value. What is the percentage of error? Okay, standard reading should be 10 volt, and you have measured 9.9 volt, 9 volt, 9.5 volt. So this is measured by expected 10 volt. Is the difference 1 volt? It is the actual amount, actual magnitude with respect to the 10 volt reading. With respect to the 10 volt reading, then we need to calculate the percentage of error. Means the deviation divided by maximum scale multiplied by 100. 1 by 10 multiplied by 100. 10% deviation is there. Whether it is acceptable, yes or no. Next question. Okay. So if your customer telling that no, I want only 1% deviation, error tolerance, 1% deviation, then you have to think on this. Are you getting what I'm just saying? For that purpose, all these parameters are important to generate an sensor-based atomized embedded system. Atomized. Automation with the help of sensors. For that purpose, these parameters are very, very important, and we go for transfer function for this only. See here it mentions that function of S, that S is nothing but function of S. Small s is your stimulus, means input, and whatever the input we are providing, according to that we will get the results either by integration or derivation. You guys might be familiar with integration and derivation. Yes or no? भात शिजलाय का नाही कसं चेक करतात? How we have tested, observe that whether the rice ready for cook or not? Google Lens करते हैं? Google Lens? Google Lens, whether rice is cooked or not, take a screenshot. If Google is telling yes, you are saying yes. Google is telling no, you are saying no. Are you getting what I am saying? So you just take a sample, 1 2 rice sample, you are taken outside and checking whether it is cooked or not. Getting? So integration is nothing but with the help of sample stimulus, you are imagining for complete system. Just an example of rice, whether it is cooked or not. By sample, single sample or 1 2 samples, you are observing millions of rice pieces. Okay, whether they are cooked or not. एक छोटासा ऑब्जर्व करताय त्याच्यावरून सगळेच अनुमान लावताय ना. इंटिग्रेशन. इंटिग्रेशन काय आहे? तेच आहे ना, स्मॉल वरून लार्जर कडे जात आहे. अनदर पार्ट इज डेरिवेशन. डेरिव्हेटिव्ह. डेरिव्हेटिव्ह मध्ये काय करता तुम्ही? डिफरन्शिएशन मध्ये काय करता? फर्स्ट ऑर्डर, सेकंड ऑर्डर झालं तर ते ऍप्लिकेशन ऑफ डेरिव्हेटिव्ह. फ्लश आउट. बरोबर. डेरिव्हेटिव्हचा यूज काय? डिवाइड करायचं. लार्ज स्केल इंटू स्मॉलर स्केल. स्मॉल स्केल मध्ये लक्षात राहू दे, प्रॅक्टिकल एक्झाम्पल सांगतोय मी तो. ओके, मग त्या केसमध्ये तुम्हाला काय करायचंय, ट्रान्सफर फंक्शन च्या केसमध्ये स्टिम्युलस म्हणजे काय, फिजिकल क्वांटिटी इनपुट. अकॉर्डिंग टू दॅट यू हॅव टू एक्सट्रॅक्ट द complete output of a system. That is, feedback is also one mechanism used in control system. See how your subjects are how correlating to each other to build a embedded system. Embedded system design करण्यासाठी तुमचे फर्स्ट इयर सेकंड इयर चे सब्जेक्ट कसे कोरिलेट करतात थोडंसं इमॅजिन करा. म्हणून ते सब्जेक्ट अगोदर आहेत आणि हे ऍप्लिकेशन बेस्ड सब्जेक्ट तुम्हाला नंतर आहे. ओके, युअर सिलेबस. So like this. So function may be linear or non-linear. म्हणजे रिझल्ट कसे येतील, लिनियर ग्राफ माहिती आहे ना, नॉन लिनियर, लिनियर, स्लोप. परत मॅथमॅटिक्स कडे चाललोय. स्लोप y by x आहे ना, कॉन्स्टंट स्लोप. सर सब्जेक्ट संपला, आपण कशाला विचारतो मॅथमॅटिक्स. Okay, ठीक आहे. So write down the transfer function, some basics. So we are observing the readings, that is input to output, with the help of some values, that is readings, graphs. Okay. Okay. And some mathematical equations like integration, derivative, like that. Meanwhile, give me attendance from division A. Roll call 1. 17. 2. Aarti Bandgar. Whether she is attending here only or OC? Huh? NSS. Good. Then 3, 4, fast. Huh? Online guys, A division, unmute yourself and give responses immediately. I will not call the repetitive numbers. Huh? 4 is not there. Srishti, absent. 5, 6, 7, absent. 8, absent. 9 is also there. Okay. Yesterday 9 is also there. 9 present. 10. Gayatri absent. What about Gayatri? NSS. NSS is also important, but okay, let it be. 11.
Present, sir.
12. Absent. 14. 13 is also there, right? 13. 14 absent. What happened with her? 15.
Yes, sir.
16. 17.
Present, sir. 17 present.
17. Okay. 18. 18 is not there here. 20. 22. 21 also there. 21. Okay. 21. Okay, good. 21 present. 22. 23. 24.
Present, sir.
26. 26 absent. Bhosle Vishwatej. What happened with him? Bhosle Vishwatej. NSS, sure. Bhosle Vishwatej. Maybe, may not be, we forgot this, no issue. If you are confident, then we will put as NSS, huh? Okay, let it be. 27,
Yes, sir.
28. Srinath, full party, absent. No issue. 29, 30. Someone inform Amol Gopne. Who is the friend of Amol Gopne from this class? No one? Good. 32, 33, 34, absent. Aniket. No, no. No one is in friend list of Aniket. Shall I check Facebook of Aniket? From you guys might be someone are there. Okay. 37.
Yes, sir.
Krishna.
Yes, sir.
38. 38. 38 again absent. 39.
Present.
40. 41. 42. 46.
Yes, sir.
46.
46.
Yesterday you was absent, na?
Yes, sir.
48. 49. 49. Absent. 50. 50. Okay. Who is remaining? 44.
Present, sir.
And 44. Anyone is remaining? No, na? 25. Okay. 25. 35. Anyone? 31. NSS. 35. Okay. 24. Yadav. Pratiksha. Are you there in meeting?
Yes, sir.
23. Komal Thorat. Who is there? Komal Thorat. 9 present. 13 present. 21. Okay. So completed this. Right on. So we may express transfer function in logarithmic function, that is natural log or log to the base 10, log to the base 2. Then exponential form e raised to some constant, and your S is the input signal. Small s is your input and capital S is your output, power function. Series, तुम्हाला series पण झाले ना वेगवेगळे series mathematics मध्ये okay. Okay, right up. So these three are most important. Representation, input is here only. How we are representing with the help of some formulation techniques that we are showing, like logarithmic, exponential, and power. Here we cannot go for such practices, but for sake of understanding, yes, just write down. You are interested in most of the accuracy, error, deviation, dead zone, repeatability, such qualities we are interested, because while designing the circuit, it is most important. Okay, so we'll move towards attendance like B division. Yes. Yes, write down first. So there may be possibility they are not asking this one, but if you are gone through this one by writing at least once, it will be helpful for you to remember the qualities of a transfer function regarding sensors. Okay, don't skip. We know you have forgotten the writing practice since last 2 years. Just start to implement, imbibe the culture of writing. Okay. B division 1, 4,
Present, sir.
7 OC. Okay, no issue. 9, 9 absent. 10,
Yes, sir.
11, 11 absent. 14, 19,
Present,
19.
sir.
Okay.
Present, sir.
21, 21, absent. 23,
Present, sir.
27, 30, 30. Saguna, absent. 31, 34, Amar, Amar, 36, Ram Vijay, 38,
Yes, sir.
40, Sagar Patil, Patil Sagar, 40, absent. 41, Patil Shubham, absent. 42, Rahul.
Present, sir. Present, sir.
44, 44, Abhishek Sate, I removed him, no? Absent. 47, Mahendra. Okay. 49, Suhas.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
50, Wagmode Pratik. Absent. Is there anyone from B division who has not given attendance? Or I have not called your roll number, online or offline? No one is there. Okay, guys. So for today, we will stop here. Online guys. If you have completed the writing, you may leave the meeting right now.